Did you know that each member of the Bat family and Gotham Knights will have their own storyline perspective in the game? This means if you want to complete the whole outlook of the story, then you would have to play the full game with each member of the Bat family. So if you already thought this game was going to take a while to complete, then well, multiply that thinking by 4. Now this is pretty smart because replayability of the game is available to some degree. So this is the big question that you should be thinking about at this moment. Who will be your most used Gotham Knight in the game upon release? It has been said to us over and over that members of the Bat family will be distinguished down to the personalities towards each other in the story. The big name that people would love to play with is Red Hood, due to his likability among the Batman fans, and for the fact that he's the only character in the Bat families who use 2 guns in combat. Using Red Hood comes with a big flaw though, and no, it's not the soul jump, which I know a lot of y'all was thinking that what I was talking about. The flaw I'm referring to, I think, will stop people from using Red Hood as a main for most of the storyline as #1 pick. This flaw can really annoy gamers who like to move fast in combat. But for the record, in my eyes, Red Hood will probably have the best storyline to play in the game. For those of you who don't know, Red Hood was brought back from the dead using the Lazarus Pit. There was more interesting footage in his debut trailer showing Red Hood rubbing his fists together and his soul energy flaring up, and it doesn't look like he had control of it. He looked pretty concerned. Red Hood would be the most troubled character in the storyline, so his cinematic remarks would definitely get the M for mature rating. But Red Hood combat movement is one of the most stiffest movement in Gotham Knights, and could be what turns gamers away from playing him. Now I have to give credit to the creators because they made Red Hood movement complement his size, which I believe is fair. It would just cause a lot of gamers issues between character movements among other members of the Bat family that you would choose to main in certain missions as the game progresses. When Red Hood runs, it is noticeably slow, and his dodges do not go very far from danger compared to playing Batgirl or Nightwing, so timing a dodge would be more important using Red Hood rather than you using Robin, Batgirl, and Nightwing. Red Hood will probably be the most challenging character to adapt to in the game. The next character I think will be used a little bit more in Red Hood has Happy Feet. You guessed it, the self-proclaimed leader of the Bat family, Nightwing. Now Nightwing has been labeled more of a support role in co-op, and I interpret that as his attack power damage probably next to the level of Robin, but Robin do not belong in this spot. So if you do choose to play as Nightwing, he's the most acrobatic character out of the Knights, and boy did WB make sure that was incorporated in the game if you choose to main him. There's going to be some interest in Nightwing for a simple fact that Nightwing used to be the Robin in a previous life, so there is some nostalgia there with this character, but I don't see much of an interesting storyline with Nightwing. I think his gift for not ending things on good terms with Batman would be the backstory of his storyline. If you look at these 2 moments, one with Red Hood, which he was definitely hiding his emotion for how he really feel, and then told Batgirl in another scene when they was working out. Sound like a storyline of guilt and redemption. So then you move on to Nightwing combat. He has been labeled as a support type of role player, like I said, providing certain perks in co-op, and usually support roles do not inflict a lot of attack damage. Then looking at Nightwing movement, it involves a lot of flipping and cartwheels and gliding across the air from target to target. At first I admit this can be fun until it becomes unnecessary movement. The guy do not plainly run to a target, and this would just get annoying. Now imagine playing every combat mission flipping around between enemies and dishing out cool looking but weak attacks. Now I definitely see Robin as the most played character in Gotham Knights, not only because he has some nice looking costumes to unlock, but also because of what his moveset and traversal is. I can't really say what Robin's storyline would be in this game other than having a goal to becoming a better version of Batman, but maybe that would be just enough to draw people to him to play him in the story, as well as his traversal through the city, which is the teleportation skill. He uses this from leaking to the Justice League satellite. Having this transportation method is not automatically at your disposal because this skill is in the Knighthood skill tree, which is locked at the beginning of the game. You unlock this skill tree at some point in the storyline of Gotham Knights, and unlocking one skill tree will unlock the skill tree for all the others. Playing Robin as your main will come with a lot of sneaky tactics and a cloaking skill which allow you to sneak up on enemies in the game, and which will come in handy when carrying out a mission that requires stealth, like the bank heist that was shown in the Robin trailer. Robin is the master of stealth in the group, which means fighting the AI tougher opponents will be a task because I don't think Robin is that much of a bruiser. But Robin is equipped with tools to help him in battle. He have a hologram that he can use in battle, a slingshot with a substance that will blind enemies, and also mask his approach with a dust bomb using the slingshot. The combo attacks that Robin will possess with that staff could be more than any other Gotham Knight character weapon can offer. Using his staff in battle will be a fan favorite because the staff is so diverse in combat. Overall, I believe Robin character will be fun to play, period. And it's only second to Batgirl. And I'm going to tell you why she is my prediction to be the #1 main character in Gotham Knights at release. Batgirl is not really talked about among the community, but I believe she will be a highly played character in this game, due to the fact her playstyle will be most complementary to the Batman in the Arkham universe. She glides like Batman, her traversal, she uses her boomerangs like Batman, and she also has the Batswarm attack. Her character proficiency is a mimic of how I would see Batman, especially the bruiser trait, combined with tough as nails, make her a durable character in the game that can stand some damage. When we seen the gameplay of Batgirl, she seemed agile enough to escape attacks easily and hit hard enough to prove that she can deal damage. With that being said, a lot of gamers that enjoyed the way Batman fought will maybe try Batgirl out first to get familiar with the game and button comfortability before branching out. Her role in this storyline, I feel, is to be the big sister between the four heroes, since she comes off being neutral with everybody. I am unsure how her cinematic story will play out in the game, because looking at her character trailer, she seems to be a balance between her father commissioner, Jim Gordon, and Batman, which will definitely make her attitude something to watch as she approaches different situations in the game story with her teammates. If you want to know what Gotham Knights experience offer you, then click on the video on your screen. Welcome to Mr. Unleashed World.